Hello and welcome to this choreograph tutorial. My name is Adam. Today what we're going to be learning about is the robot's learning abilities. So the robot is actually pretty smart, and what you can do is you can teach it to recognize objects and faces amongst other things. And so what we're going to do today is start off with teaching the robot to recognize an object. And this is all done using the video monitor right here. So we've got our fresh project, and we're connected to our robot, which you should be familiar with at this point. And we're going to start by teaching the robot how to learn something. So here I am, and we are going to use these buttons up here on the top of the panel. So this one is pause, so I can pause the monitor, and there I am with my mouth open. And then I can hit play, and here I am again. So the next button is learn. So this is what we'll use to put something in front of the robot, and we'll hit learn, and then we'll basically outline that object, and the robot will learn it. Import vision recognition database. So this is if you've made libraries of objects that you wanted the robots to learn. So that could be maybe your whole entire class. Maybe you had the robot learn everybody's name based on their face in your class, and so you would want to import different classes or something. And then you can export and import those, by the way. And then creating a new vision recognition database. So that's what we're going to want to do. And once you've created a database, you can send it to the robot. And so we'll see how all this works in just a second. So we'll start with a brand new vision database. And what it does is it backs up the one that was already resting on the robot. It's just going to back it up onto your computer, which is good. Alright, creation of new database succeeded. So we have the video monitor playing, which is good. So let's grab an object. Let's see, I have a tape measure in front of me. So what I wanted to do is get the tape measure right in front of the robot's face, and I'm going to click on this button here, the learn button, and it does a countdown, and all it does is takes a picture. So then what we do is with our mouse we drag a little outline connecting the dots sort of around our object, and to simplify it, you don't want to get too much background in there, so I'm just trying to keep it nice and consistent with that yellow color. There we go. And once all the dots are connected, it thinks that it's done, and it asks you to name the object. So you can do this with books and locations, but for right now we're just doing random objects. So we will call this the tape measure. And you can also give it different views of the object. So we'll go with front view. And there we go. Okay. So if it worked, it'll say, "Congratulations, this object has been added to your local database. Don't forget to send your local database to the robot," which is an important thing. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll just do this one object for now. So send current vision recognition database to the robot. Here we go. This will replace the current database in the robot, and yeah, we do want to proceed. So great, the robot should be able to recognize that tape measure when I hold it in front of it again. So let's see how it works. in order to do that, we're going to use in the vision folder of the box library, we're going to use the vision recognition behavior. So we drag that into our workspace, and you'll notice that you can start this behavior like a normal behavior, the input, but it's got this blue box on the output. That means that it's going to output a string, and a string is basically just a collection of letters, a word. So there's some pretty neat stuff we can do with that, and for example, we can make it say the name of the object. So here, let's go into the say box. And remember how in our first tutorial we typed something in here and it sent this blue little string over into the say text box? Well, we can use that say text box for other things. So let's just copy that and bring it out here, and we'll make the robot say what it sees. So blue to blue. Very nice. Okay. And that will be the end of the behavior, and then we can try something a little more advanced after we establish that this works. So here we go. Play. And let's hold the tape measure in front of it.
Tape measure front.
Right, so let's run that one more time and see what the robot says. It says the name of the object and the side that we're looking at.
Tape measure front. Tape measure front. Tape measure front.
Okie doke. So that is basic object recognition, and what you can do with that is use a switch case to differentiate between different objects. So how that works is you would take the output of the vision recognition, so in that case it was tape measure front in double quotations. So we'll type that in exactly as we taught it, tape measure front, and I think I capitalized everything. And if you teach it other objects in the same session, you know, in that same database, then you can have other things in there too, like marker or tablet. And each one of these outputs corresponds to the case. So this is the switch, and each one of these little options is the case. So it will choose which one it receives on the input. So we know that it's going to say tape measure front. So we can just make it do that exact same thing that we just did and copy that, say text box, paste it right there. And we will make it say whichever one it recognizes, even though the two other ones it doesn't know. I'm just putting those there for fun. Alright, and we will play the behavior and see how this goes. So put the tape measure in front of him, her, Stacy.
Tape measure front.
There we go. So that is basically how you can teach a robot an object and how to tell the difference between different objects, and also a neat little trick about using strings as inputs and outputs of behaviors. Thank you very much.